Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have you here today. We're about to dive into a very important topic: comprehensive data classification and protection with Microsoft Purview. On this first slide, you'll see the main title, along with a subtitle that highlights our focus on implementing sensitivity labels, policies, and compliance across both cloud and on-premises environments. Over the course of this presentation, we'll explore how to effectively safeguard your data, ensure compliance, and streamline data management across different platforms. So, let's get started and discover how Microsoft Purview can help you achieve these goals. Let's take a closer look at what data classification really means and why it's so important. Essentially, data classification is about organizing your data into different groups based on how sensitive or important it is. This helps us understand which information needs extra protection and which can be handled more freely. Microsoft Purview offers a suite of powerful tools to help with this process. You can label data, find specific information quickly, and apply the right protections all in one place. This makes managing and securing your company's information much simpler. Now, why does this matter? Well, data classification is key to staying compliant with regulations like GDPR and HIPAA. These laws require organizations to handle sensitive data carefully, and classification helps ensure you're meeting those requirements. In essence, by properly classifying data, organizations not only protect sensitive information, but also streamline compliance efforts. It's a crucial part of a comprehensive data management and security strategy, especially in today's data-driven world. Let's talk about why data classification truly matters. When we properly classify our data, it allows us to manage it more efficiently and, just as importantly, protect it better from unauthorized access. This means we can respond faster to data needs and reduce the risk of sensitive information being exposed. On the other hand, failing to classify data correctly can lead to serious legal consequences. Laws like GDPR and HIPAA impose strict requirements on how we handle personal and sensitive data. Noncompliance can result in hefty fines, which can significantly impact our organization. Another critical point is the impact on customer trust. Data breaches aren't just about fines, they damage our reputation. Customers expect us to safeguard their information, and if that trust is broken, it can lead to a loss of business. Without proper classification, sensitive data might be accidentally shared or leaked, which only increases the risk of harm. So overall, proper data classification isn't just a technical task. It's a vital part of maintaining trust, ensuring compliance, and protecting our organization from costly data leaks and legal issues. All right, let's get started with how to set up your access to Microsoft Purview. First, you'll want to go to the Microsoft Purview Compliance Portal, which you can find at this URL, https://compliance.microsoft.com. Use your existing Microsoft account credentials to log in securely. This is your first step in managing your data classification and protection. If you haven't created a Purview account yet, don't worry. You can do that through the Azure portal at https://portal.azure.com. Just follow the account creation steps there, making sure everything is set up correctly so you can start leveraging Purview's capabilities. Next, it's important to verify that you have an active Azure subscription linked to your Microsoft Entra tenant. This connection is crucial because without it, you won't be able to use the full suite of Purview services. Additionally, your user role within the subscription needs to be at least contributor, owner, or administrator. These roles give you the necessary permissions to manage and configure your Purview environment effectively. Finally, when you access your Purview account via the Azure portal, double-check that your roles include Data Curator or Collection Administrator. These roles are essential for performing data classification tasks, which are at the heart of Purview's purpose. So, ensuring these steps are in place will set a solid foundation for your data governance journey with Microsoft Purview. Now, let's walk through how to create sensitivity labels in Microsoft Purview. First, you'll want to navigate to the Purview portal and go to the Solutions section. From there, access the information protection area and select sensitivity labels. This is where the magic begins. Next, develop labels for different types of data, such as files, emails, or meetings. Think about what makes sense for your organization and the kind of data you want to classify and protect. Once you've created these labels, incorporate specific protection and classification settings for each one to ensure your data is handled appropriately. It's also important to organize your labels into hierarchies, with parent labels and sublabels. This structure helps you manage and categorize your data more efficiently, making it easier for users to find and apply the correct labels. When naming your labels, aim for simplicity and clarity. Use clear names that everyone can understand easily. Limit each group to about 3 to 5 labels to avoid confusion and keep things manageable. Remember, you can always edit your labels later to update settings or improve clarity. However, be cautious when deleting labels, as doing so without fully understanding the impact can cause issues. Overall, creating well-structured, clear, and manageable sensitivity labels is key to effective data classification and protection within your organization. Let's take a closer look at setting classification rules. Custom rules are essential, but it's important to remember they require regular updates to stay effective. As your data evolves, so should your rules to ensure continuous protection. AI classifiers play a crucial role here. They improve their detection accuracy over time, especially when dealing with complex data types. Unlike simple pattern matching, these classifiers analyze the context and meaning behind the data, allowing for a more nuanced identification of sensitive information. When creating custom rules, you have the flexibility to use regex patterns or dictionary files. This customization helps tailor the detection process to your specific needs, particularly for company-specific data that might not be covered by standard rules. Speaking of standard options, Microsoft Purview also offers built-in rules for common sensitive data types. For example, it can automatically detect passport numbers or bank account details, saving you time and effort while maintaining robust data protection. Overall, combining these approaches, regular updates, AI-powered classifiers, custom rule creation, and built-in detection, creates a comprehensive and adaptive data classification system that keeps your organization secure. Now, let's look at how we can enable automatic labeling policies. First, you'll start by creating sensitivity labels within the Microsoft 365 compliance portal. These labels are crucial because they help us classify and protect our data based on how sensitive it is. Next, it's important to distribute these labels to the right users or groups. This way, only authorized individuals have access to specific labels, ensuring proper data handling and protection. Once the labels are set up and distributed, you'll access the Purview portal. Navigate to Solutions, then Information Protection, followed by Policies, and finally Auto-Labeling Policies. This is where you can manage and configure your automatic labeling settings. Creating a new auto-labeling policy involves selecting a sensitivity label and then defining rules based on content type or templates. These rules are what make the auto-labeling effective. They determine how data is automatically tagged and protected without manual intervention. Additionally, you can restrict the scope of your policy using administrative units. This feature provides granular control, allowing you to specify exactly where your policies apply, which is especially useful in large or complex organizations. By setting up these auto-labeling policies, you're streamlining data classification and protection, making sure sensitive information is handled appropriately across your organization. Now, let's talk about publishing data classification policies with Microsoft Purview. First, it's important to note that when policies are initially deployed, they run in simulation mode. This allows us to verify their accuracy without impacting users or content. It's a crucial step because it helps us identify and fix any issues before these policies are fully enforced. Next, we monitor auto-labeling policies, which can be found under Policies, Auto-Labeling Policies. This monitoring gives us visibility into how well the automated classification processes are working, so we can make adjustments if needed and ensure the system is effectively protecting sensitive data. Once we're confident with the auto-labeling setup, we review and create the policies, then activate them in the Sensitivity Labels menu. This step confirms that the policies are active and ready to be applied across the organization, ensuring consistent data classification. After that, we publish the labels along with their associated policies. Publishing allows these labels to be assigned to specific users or groups and applied to existing content, integrating seamlessly into everyday workflows for better data governance. Finally, we finalize the sensitivity label settings. This includes defining the scope, protecting the data, and setting permissions. By thoroughly configuring these options, we make sure that the labels meet our organizational requirements and provide the right level of security and compliance. In summary, this process ensures that data classification policies are accurate, effective, and aligned with our overall data protection strategy. Now, let's look at how we can apply policies across the Microsoft 365 ecosystem with Microsoft Purview. Built-in reports in Purview help us track label usage and compliance status, giving us valuable insights into how well our data protection efforts are working. These reports are essential for understanding where we stand and identifying areas for improvement. PowerShell CMDlets play a crucial role here as well, enabling us to manage labels through scripting. This means administrators can automate and streamline the application of policies, saving time and reducing errors. It's a powerful way to ensure consistency across our organization. When it comes to external collaboration, guest users can still access protected files if we configure it properly. This allows us to work securely with external stakeholders without compromising data security. Labels are also quite versatile. They add encryption, headers, footers, and watermarks to files and emails. Importantly, this protection travels with the files, even when they're shared externally or moved to different locations, maintaining our security posture. Finally, data classification policies integrate seamlessly with Microsoft 365 services. Teams, SharePoint, OneDrive, and Office apps all recognize and enforce sensitivity labels, making sure our policies are consistently applied everywhere. This integration helps us manage data securely across the entire platform, aligning with our overall goal of comprehensive, effective data protection. Let's take a closer look at Annotation Management and eDiscovery. One key feature here is the ability to generate PDFs of marked files and prevent unmarked versions from being shared. This really boosts security and gives us better control over how documents are distributed, especially when sensitive information is involved. Moving on to eDiscovery tools, they help us mark, redact, and manage sensitive content during legal reviews. This streamlines the process and ensures that sensitive information is handled carefully and consistently. Another important point is that classifications remain attached to data even if rules change later. This persistence ensures long-term consistency and makes our data governance more reliable over time. We also have the flexibility to add annotations manually or through automated scans. This allows us to tailor our data management approach to fit specific needs, making the process both efficient and adaptable. Finally, using Purview's Annotation Management pane, we can connect classifications with glossary terms. This integration helps us align our data classifications with broader governance policies, ensuring everything works seamlessly together. All of these features together support comprehensive, secure, and consistent data management, which is at the heart of our overall governance strategy. Let's talk about how we can protect on-premises data effectively. First, you'll need to install the Information Protection Scanner on a Windows server within your local network. This step is crucial because it lays the foundation for securing your data. Once installed, the next step is to sign in using Microsoft Entra ID. This ensures that your server connects securely to Azure, establishing a trusted and encrypted communication channel, an essential part of safeguarding sensitive information. After establishing a secure connection, you'll want to set up scan jobs. These can target file shares and SharePoint locations on your premises. Doing this allows the scanner to identify sensitive data across your local network, which is vital for comprehensive protection. You have flexibility here. You can run scans manually using PowerShell commands or schedule them through the Purview compliance portal, depending on what best fits your organizational needs. Finally, as the scans run, the scanner automatically applies sensitivity labels and enforces data loss prevention policies. This automation helps protect your files from unauthorized access and potential data breaches. Overall, this process provides a robust approach to securing your on-premises data, aligning with our broader goal of integrated, unified data protection across all environments. Now, let's talk about the importance of managing, reviewing, and training when it comes to data classification and protection. Effective training is crucial because it not only improves compliance, but also reduces errors and helps your team feel confident using classification tools. When your team understands how to properly classify data, it significantly enhances your overall security posture. Investing in ongoing education fosters a culture of security and accountability within your organization. This means everyone understands their role in protecting sensitive information. To support this, there are numerous resources available, such as email templates, posters, quizzes, downloadable guides, webinars, DMOS, and playbooks that make learning engaging and practical. These tools help reinforce policies and ensure effective implementation across teams. Additionally, Microsoft Learn offers a specific training module called Review and Analyze Data Classification and Protection. This is a valuable resource to gain deeper insights into managing and improving your data security practices. It's also important to regularly verify user roles and licenses. Doing this helps maintain proper access controls and enforces policies effectively. By keeping access up to date, you prevent unauthorized data exposure and support operational efficiency. Finally, don't forget to review and update your data classification policies periodically. As risks evolve and regulations change, adapting your policies ensures your organization remains compliant and prepared for new challenges. Continuous review and improvement are key to maintaining a strong, resilient data protection strategy. Let's talk about policy maintenance and frequently asked questions. First, do auto-labeling policies work on old files? The answer is yes, but only if they are configured for retroactive labeling. This means that older files can be automatically classified if the policy is set up accordingly. Next, how can you verify that files are correctly classified? You should use reports, scans, and queries available in Microsoft Purview. These tools help you confirm that labels are applied accurately and that your data is properly protected. Moving on, can labels be changed after they are applied? Yes, they can, but you need to have the proper permissions to do so. It's important to manage label changes carefully to maintain security and compliance. What happens if a label is deleted? Well, the files that had that label lose their protection. So, if you delete a label, you should replace it with a new one to keep your data protected. To monitor label application and compliance, you can use the Data Map and Activity Explorer within the Purview portal. These tools give you valuable insights into how labels are being applied and whether your policies are effective. Regarding automatic labeling capabilities, remember that these policies can scan and tag existing files retroactively if you enable that feature. This helps ensure older files are properly classified, which boosts your overall compliance and organization efforts. Finally, it's essential to check your policies regularly to ensure they remain effective and aligned with your company's needs. Sensitivity labels can be changed anytime, but deleting a label removes protection from all associated files. So, always replace labels carefully to avoid leaving data unprotected. By staying on top of these aspects, you ensure your data classification remains accurate, compliant, and secure.